Well, here we go. I'm going to get him straight on stage because I'm just excited to see his face, to be honest. There he is.
Look what I've worn today for you.
Matt, tie out. He's got the waistcoat. Loving it, man.
Well,
Loving it.
if it can't be done on the day when you're saving lives, I'm not sure when can.
Oh, man. How are you?
Oh, nice. Good sleep. Quite refreshed. How about you?
Yeah. Likewise. Yeah, of course.
My youngest came in about 3:30 in the morning and I had to take him back to his bed. And I was very tempted to log in. And I thought, no, you want a fresher faced experience at 9:00, but I hope you've had a good night.
We did have a few. Yeah, we had a fantastic night. It was just wonderful to go through it all, and we had a few shifties hardcore stay up through the night as well with us. So
I thought least of all you'll have James Devonshire keeping you company for a few hours.
Well, he was, anyway. Yeah. James is on there, yeah. I mean, Dave and I had kind of planned for it just to be the two of us, and we just kind of just assumed no one would be there. So it was wonderful to have everyone with us. But no, I'm here. We're going, and it's fantastic, and we're nearly reached the 2,000 mark as well, which is
I saw, which is extraordinary. And I mean, it's I said it at the start, and I don't mean it flippantly at all. This will go. What's being raised today will save lives. What you're doing today, what the Shifties community is doing today, will actually save lives, and I don't think that can ever be understated.
No, it's not, mate. And I feel it, man. I'm feeling it. I'm like feeling it hard today. We got a long day, man. We got a long day, but we're going to do it. We're going to get through it, and we're going to spread the word of positivity through the rest of today for sure.
Absolutely.
So, for those who don't know who Ed is an absolutely a machine when it comes to representing freelancers. He is just the face and the voice of so many. And during this last year, it's been such an emotional beast to try and tackle, both personally and professionally. And he's a good friend of mine. So I'm so happy to have you with me, mate. And I hope you don't mind sharing some of your perspective, some of the work that's happening in the local community, because you're St. Ives, and I know you're involved with the Calm initiative over there as well. So if you could just share us some perspective on what the last year's been like for you.
Yeah, well, okay. So personally, it's been, I've been much like everyone else. It's been chaotic at best. And I think, and there is a lot of perspective. The thing that I've personally always struggled with is that, freelancers work from home anyway. So it isn't really a surprise. The only difference is now I've got my wife and kids here too. But at least I've got the freedom to go out and do what I want, and to meet friends for a coffee, to run the Boom events, which you often attend, and to do other things out and about. And there's much more I wanted to do with Freelance Heroes in 2020. But obviously that's taken away from us for obvious reasons, and rightly so. And here we are, and we're stuck at home. And we don't necessarily deal with that. We're sociable creatures. We're not hardwired to be confined to a small space. And we love our families. And the struggle that I've had for me personally is that whereas I want the history to look back and go, this was a time I probably spent more time with my children than any other time in my life. And I love them with everything I have. I will, like any other parent, you put your life on the line for them. But I've struggled to deal with that myself. I've wanted that space. I've wanted that freedom to think, to work, to be. And then I feel guilty for wanting that when actually we're very lucky compared to so many other people. I'm not an 80-plus-year-old living on the 20th floor of a city centre apartment block on my own. So then I'm, battling with the guilt that I feel compared to, for feeling the way I did. And then that adds just another layer of emotion and challenge, which we're all experiencing. And, the phrase that's been said so often that we're not all in the same boat, but we're all in the same storm. And we shouldn't judge others for the boats that they're in. But, and this is what today is so much about, look out for other people's boats, understand with them, set up WhatsApp groups with people, even, with neighbours.
Just avoid Ben in. Don't invite Ben in them though.
Just don't invite. I want to know if his mankini has appeared yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
You won't do it now. Sorry.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
But that's the thing, and that's why I wanted to be involved with the Calm initiative too. So Calm is the campaign again.
Calm down. Was it? Unmute. Let me get kicking off, mate. Let me unmute you. Oh, you need to do it. There's a button on there somewhere. You got to unmute. Don't worry, we've had a lot worse in the early hours this morning. It's a StreamYard button that you're muted on here, but I can't unmute you for some reason. You see it? No, can't hear you. No, you're actually muted on the StreamYard.
Sorry, when I unplugged the mic by gesticulating wildly, I pulled the mic out, and it as I said, it's live, people.
The passion comes through, man. The passion comes through.
So I'm gonna hold the mic. It's easier that way. I'm standing up. I thought, well, I'll stand up. You'll get more energy from me. You're standing up. Anyway, so I'm the chairman of St Ives Rangers, which is a grassroots football club. We've got over 500 children playing for us. And Calm is the campaign against living miserably. And a initiative was set up to have St Ives be the first recognised calm town in the UK. And to do that is to get the community more talking. It's to create greater links between doctors and mental well-being practices, and actually to train 50 mental well-being practitioners, ideally by the end of 2020. That didn't quite work out as expected, but that campaign continues. And we've got a campaign in January at the moment called Together in January. And the idea being is that everyone leaves at least one Christmas light on that's visible from the outside and puts the poster in the window. And again, much like I said, look out for your neighbours, stand on your front doorstep and have a socially distanced cup of tea with them if you can. Create a WhatsApp group with your neighbours just to check in on each other regularly. And that's ultimately what Calm Town is all about. It's empowering people to feel comfortable talking about their mental well-being. And I think there's always that challenge. It's brave, it's great to help other people, but it's great providing other people let you know when they need help at the same time. You've got to go out and let them know they can. You've got to go out and let them know that they're not going to be judged by you asking them. But it's an incredibly brave thing to do, to ask for help. And letting people know where they can access that help from, and that it's safe and it's okay to do so. And that's what the Calm Town initiative is all about. So the reason why I got involved is because, also being chairman of St Ives Rangers, we've got 500 kids, and I want that conversation to be had. That's 500 children, their siblings, their parents, their other supporters, and I want that conversation to be had at a young age, that people know whatever you want, no matter where you are, there's always support for you to feel stronger. That's ultimately why I wanted to get involved in the Calm Town initiative.
No, mate, honestly, you do so much for others, and it's just amazing. You always put, like, we've all, and I know what you've been through personally the last few years, and you still relentlessly put yourself out for others, whether it be through, like you say, through Boom or Freelance Heroes or the St Ives Rangers thing, or just being here now, right now with me is in your being, isn't it?
But then that's driven by so much. So I'm throughout Freelance Heroes. I'm forever repeating the line that no freelancer is an island. That you ultimately make the decisions for your own business, but you don't have to make those decisions alone. That working for yourself doesn't mean working by yourself, even in a socially restricted time as well. And although they all sound like cliches, they're never more true, because 2020 was an incredibly hard year for so many. And 2021 will be an incredible hard year for so many. Now, let's take the scenario that we're all vaccinated and the virus doesn't exist by the end of the year. We know that's not going to happen, but let's, for the purpose of this, take that into consideration. 2022 is still going to be a hard year for so many, as will 23, as will 24. And you never know. And also, it's great to be able to have a network where you can share your successes. I know when we have our conversations, you talk about, I remember when you talked to me about this. I remember even where I was in the Audi car park at the time when you told me that you were planning this. and the other successes that you've had as well. And it's important to be able to have that outlet, not just with your family, but with your professional peers, to be able to share them, to be able, do you know what, I'm doing well. This is what I've achieved. At the same time, going to that people and go, actually, today I'm not doing well, and I need your help. And unless you've got that tried and trusted network around you, you don't have that outlet to be able to feel less alone, but to celebrate those wins too, because they are just as important as being able to reach out to that network when things aren't going the way you want. And that's why, freelance heroes, there are 2 million freelancers in the UK, and there's wonderful support and mentorship and coaching, but the best support for those 2 million freelancers is from the other 2 million freelancers in the UK. And you've got to go out there and build that network. It doesn't happen. It's like trying to find a friend. You don't meet someone and go, I want to be your friend. It doesn't work that way. You've got to build that network. They've got to trust you. You've got to trust them. And it's never a bad time to start. So if you're watching this and you don't have that network now, then find it. Join a local networking group. It could be a local business related Facebook group. That's a starting process. Someone in that group will be someone you'd really love to have a coffee with when you're able to. Start that now.
And we're so lucky, man. Like we do. Ed and I will ring each other up, when there's an announcement, or we'll be on the phone till late at night because I'm annoyed at something, or I'm upset, or likewise for Ed, or we're just there to support each other. And we're very lucky in that sense. It's so important that at the same time, reaching out to other people that know that don't have the courage to do that. We've seen it at Boom, Ed. How many times at Boom has someone turned up and they've come here with, I want more sales, and then it's ended up being something much deeper than that. They don't realize.
No, absolutely. And I think it's also, there's two sides, one of which is the asking for help and to go into events like Boom where that can happen. But the second side is when you've got that group. So for example, I like to think that I'd know if something wasn't right with you without you having to tell me.
I agree.
I'd know if something was up. And it's that ability to recognize those signals is so crucial, because there will be someone out there who is feeling low, doesn't want to ask, and if someone who can recognize that within them, and of course we've all done it, right? Are you all right? Yeah, fine. When you're not, you're lying. But if someone can recognize the signs within that, then those you can say, look, okay, you can say, all right, I'm here if ever you want to talk to me, or there's a number you can call, or something along those lines. And of course, the money that's being raised today will help provide more practitioners to support those people too. So it's recognizing the signs as much as it is asking if someone needs help. And there's a woman who I've not met personally. I met her through Freelance Heroes. I met her through social media, Sophie Cross. And I was going through she was in the podcast last week, and I was going through some tough times over Christmas and New Year with my wife being in hospital for a few weeks, which I won't dwell on. But my point is that we were having a chat about her taking the freelance Twitter chat. And she asked, are you all right? And I went, no, not really, but I won't dwell into it. I kind of summarized the reasons. And I remember it was Boxing Day or whatever, she emailed me going, if ever you want to talk, just give me a call. I'd never met her before. I only met her through Twitter and LinkedIn. I wasn't asking for that either. And it's just, it doesn't have to be a grand gesture to help people. It doesn't have to be doing what you're doing. It just has to be something little. And those little bits can genuinely help save someone's soul.
I love that. And Danielle Bridges on later. She'll remind me. Always ask twice. How are you? And then how are you again? Like when you have the time, if you know you've got time to listen to someone and you actually mean it, you've got the time to say how are you and listen. Make sure you ask twice, because the chances are that second how are you, they'll prompt them and say, okay, I'm someone's listening. Amazing.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm speaking to her tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, great. Well, you get a preview of her. I think she's on a 2:30, 3-ish or something. I don't know. She's on here at some point. There's a lot of people on it,
which is phenomenal. But I think that just goes to show, because you're the epitome of someone who builds that network around you. And everyone has different strengths, and some people aren't good listeners. Some people might be feeling, I don't really know, if someone tells me they're not very, very well, I don't know what to do about it. Signpost them to someone who will. Then that in itself is more than enough if you're not feeling comfortable enough to talk to someone. So no, it's extraordinary. And Freelance Heroes is a prime example. I remember one story that I often refer to was about 18 months ago, and there was a woman who posted in Freelance Heroes that she had 66p in her account, in her business account, and that's all that was, and that she was struggling, and she didn't know what to do, and she thought, I'm at the stage now where I'm just going to be open and put that kind of thought out there. And this was on a Sunday night, and she private messaged me about 10 o'clock saying that, wow, because as a result of doing that, as a result of being honest about how she was feeling, she ended up with 2 A4 pages of solutions of how she can get out of that hole. No one judged her. No one said you're an idiot for being in that stage. No one said, well, it's your own fault, deal with it. No one gave her that. People just said, try this, do that. I went in there and I did that. Even some people went, it's all right. I felt it too. And she ended up 18 months later, her business is thriving. She's nowhere near that position it was. She hasn't been anywhere near that position since. And she puts it down to that one moment of just going, I need someone to help me. And to do that, you need to let people in. And, there are thankfully, I think we are, I hoped when the pandemic started that society would be a more compassionate society. And through all the anger that's been thrown around on social media, in our situation, in the wider political world, etc., I genuinely believe the world is a more compassionate place than it was 12 months ago. That there are more people willing to listen, that there are more people that know where you can go to if they don't want to listen. So it's phenomenal.
No, it is, and it's easy to forget, isn't it? Like you say, you tune into all the madness, the noise, and we have to, in our roles, we have to kind of stay relatively tuned in, because it's important. People ask, if there's support coming or whatever, you kind of have to watch that part of the news, if you like it or not. It's a bit of a poison chalice in that sense sometimes, but it's just the roles we play, isn't it? At the end of the day, you've got to take it on the chin for those people. That means they haven't got to take it every day.
No, absolutely. We are where we are. We can't remove the outside world influence. We have to kind of compartmentalize what we can control and what we can't control, and focus on the things that we can control, not pretending the things we can't control don't exist, but apply the right focus where it needs to be. And that's why, I'll say it again, without apology, that having that professional, because I know that my wife is an incredible listener, and sympathetically, she'll give me everything that I need. That my parents, despite the fact not having seen them for 8 months, are always at the end of a phone. But it's that empathy. It's that people understanding exactly what's going on when it comes to the professional side of my life. And it's amazing how the little things, right? So what it's like being an Arsenal fan. It can be quite painful at times.
I can see Victor laughing in the waiting room as well. He's also an Arsenal fan.
The issue with this is that I never realised over the Christmas period how important 3 points was. With everything that was going along, I was thinking, crikey, I don't normally care. I want Arsenal to win, of course. But I would get frustrated because I think, do you know what? The one thing I hope works in my favour is that we win a game. And when people go, it's just 22 people running around a pitch kicking a ball, it's like, it's those 3 points have a mental well-being. It's, the reason that elite sport is continuing is because it has a positive mental influence on thousands, upon millions of people that are watching that sport. So it's the empathy of knowing how I'm feeling as a football fan, but the empathy of knowing how I am as a business person too. You can't always get from inside your own home. So you have to, and it won't come to you unless you go and meet it halfway at least. It's like networking events. You and I have a similar feeling about networking events. I remember going to a networking event, the kind of event that starts at 5:30 in the morning.
Well, like this.
Middle of the night. Not this one excluded, but the kind of networking event that starts at a ridiculous time in the morning. And I remember going to it and people just going, so what do you do? Hello, what do you do? Hello, what do you do? And I'm like, it was the first question. That wasn't even, what's your name? and I wasn't wearing a badge because I don't like wearing name badges at networking events. I'm not a child. But anyway, and people go, so what do you do? And and it was like, is that the first question? Is there no? I mean, because I stand there going, well, I help businesses perform better at social media, and if I'm standing in front of someone who needs that service, they're no more likely to buy from me because there's no emotional connection between the two. So, even those moments of changing the question to, so what brings you to this event, can help free that mind up. And I think if we look to understand how we approach online events while we're in this online event world, whether it's a Zoom call or a Facebook group or LinkedIn or something, how we approach that to be able to open up conversations with to respond to other people's conversations and just set that spark off. You never know where it might go, because someday you're going to need them. And to have the likes of Victor and you, and prime example, Victor, who's recently, him and his wife had COVID. I'm sure he won't mind, and I'm sure he'll elaborate more on this. But I remember when he posted in Shifties that he had it. The stream of people that were offering support just goes to show that he didn't, it wasn't people that were just, he didn't know. There would have been some, but because he's gone out there and been his brilliant self and built that network of true and trusted professionals that want to help him. So yeah, that's empathy.
He shares the same, because we share the same values, dude. Like, we all share the same values. Like, we are people. We like people and we like helping other people, and because it feels good. It feels great.
Absolutely, and it comes from ourselves. So if you want to be helped, if you want people to help you, then you need to. So I guess if there's any advice I can give from this time, is that when you're on social media, look to see how you can help other people. If you want people to give you positivity, then analyze how much positivity you put out on social media. It doesn't just happen in the pub or in the school gates. It happens everywhere we go. When you look at and analyze how you treat other people and how you build relationships with them, it will come to you. If you build it, they will come.
Damn right. And on that note, to end on a positive one, Ed, more positive as that was, in terms of something that you're hopeful for in 2021, it's something I'm asking everyone who comes on. What are you positively hopeful for in 2021?
So, I mean, from a societal issue, I think it's fairly obvious that we all have more than anything, I want to be able to go on a family holiday this year. All 13 of us going for a week somewhere in the UK. That to me is a personal goal that we can do that. Okay. I look forward to that moment. Professionally speaking, the Freelance Heroes website was launched towards the end of 2020, and I've got membership goals to build up for that for this year. And also, it's our 5th birthday this year. Can you believe it? Freelance Heroes is going to be in May, so there will be cake. We've got to work out how Annie and I are going to celebrate that, because that feels like that's a milestone.
That's massive. That's massive.
So that's our goal for this year.
No, that's amazing, dude. Well, look, I don't know. I could spend forever thanking you for everything for the last 5 years, mate. Honestly, I don't think you realize how much I value your friendship. And
I mean, I likewise back, which is why I'm wearing a tie. Normally only wear a tie when someone's died, but on this occasion, it's a.
I don't know if you saw earlier.
It's the opposite.
So Stephen posted earlier. He said, "Oh, Mayor, he didn't know there was a dress code."
He should definitely wear the Mayor bling. If he's not wearing the bling, then end the call and invite him back later on the day. But can I just say as well,
in joggers underneath.
Yeah, no, I'm still wearing my pajama bottoms. Actually, I'm not wearing any pants at all.
Oh, mate.
So can I just finish? Can I just say what I'm sure everyone else is saying too, which is that what you're doing cannot be understated in any way, shape, or form. That you and Christine have built within St Neots and within the wider Cambridgeshire community, and today is nothing less than wonderful and extraordinary. And what's happening today with every pound that's being donated, and can I just say to anyone watching this as well, if you're not in a financial position to donate, but you want to give a pound, but you're worried about being judged, you can do it anonymously.
Yes.
So you can give a pound, do it anonymously, and you still feel that you've done without worrying about how people may think about you. And that every pound that goes is saving lives. So what you're doing today, Alex, and what the Shifties community is doing is wonderful. Anyway, generally in St Neots, I know how much you change things. And today, I salute you wholeheartedly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I will I'll no doubt catch up with you later this week once I've awoken from my long nap after this.
Oh, it's difficult because I know what you're like after these events. You'll be buzzing.
I'll be buzzing. I'll be on the phone to you tomorrow.
Good luck for the rest of the day, Alex.
Cool. Love you, man. See you later.
Thank you.
Oh, man, I love that guy. Okay, right. Quick break, and then we bring in Mr. Sachs. Can't wait for this one.